Good morning, Erin.
Good morning.
I feel like this has been my new welcome. And thank you so much for getting up at the ass crack of dawn
to do
this
ass crack.
What time did you wake up this morning?
I actually woke up about 10 minutes before my alarm.
Don't you love that?
Yeah, but it's because I've been staying up real late to watch basketball lately, and so I just slept hard and woke up when my body was ready.
Oh, yeah. Well, why don't we just catch up, Erin?
Okay.
So, yeah, basketball. Your Tar Heels did
I know.
real well.
They did great. And even though we didn't win, we played better than I thought we would. I thought it was going to be a blowout. So I'm proud. I'm happy.
And that was 2 nights ago. And you were able to sleep through that storm last night?
Well, I took a Xanax. Yes.
We had a crazy storm last night. I mean, it was raining sideways. And at first I was like, they canceled a bunch of stuff. And I was like, did anything happen? What was that? That was uncalled for.
Well,
and then
they were closing offices early. And it's like, I don't think anything happened until 7 o'clock. And they were shutting businesses down at 3.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like right when I got in bed.
Everyone loves an excuse to go home early.
Yeah. And so I got in bed at like 7 p.m. and then lost power around 8 p.m.
You lost power?
Yes.
Oh. I did not. I'm sorry.
Which is why everyone needs a generator. And I do want to plug generators because if you work at Smith Spencer Real Estate or work on the other side of a deal of Smith Spencer Real Estate, you know who the real superstar is, Cynthia Wheeler. And her husband, Jason, has started selling generators. And, I grew up in the Philippines. I'm used to the power being out. I can handle it. It's not a big deal. But for some people, they need the power to be on, and Jason is there to help you. You can contact Jason from Generator Super Center at 843-926-5975 or Jay Wheeler at generatorsupercenter.com. This episode is brought to you by Jason Wheeler. But no, I just thought we should plug him. I never think about that.
Well, what, plugging people or getting a generator?
No, like just the power being out.
Oh, I do, because we refuse to leave for hurricanes.
Oh.
And we've lost power before, and we tried to get a generator a couple years ago, but the guy that was going to build the platform, because we live in like the worst flood zone, I don't know what happened. He flaked, and so we never got it. And so here we are. This year, I'm going to get one.
Of course you are. This is really funny because when I was talking to John last night, I was talking about how I don't leave for hurricanes. I was like, I just wait and see what Erin and Spence do. Yeah. And then now you just said you never leave for hurricanes, so I guess that's why.
We're only going to leave if it's a Cat 5 direct hit.
Right. That seems reasonable to me.
It is reasonable.
Some people just flee.
Yeah.
I'm not for the traffic thing.
No. And you know what? They never end up being as bad as they say they're going to be.
No.
I say that now.
I know. Well, and also, I was showing South Abroad yesterday, and the listing agent grew up South Abroad, and we were talking about flooding, and my client and I both used to live downtown, and we left because of the flooding, and now we both want to move back downtown. And the listing agent, we were talking about the ductwork is no longer in the crawl space, and he was like, yeah, but I was here for Hugo, and if something like that happens again, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. My neighbor likes to say they were in their current house when Hugo hit, and she likes to say that water was tit high. And so they had to move out for 6 months to redo everything in their house.
And I don't think a generator is going to help you then.
No, it's not.
So anyway, I'd like to also plug some other local businesses because I've been having fun around town.
Okay.
I had a staycation at Hotel Bennett.
Oh, lovely.
Have you been... have you stayed there?
I have not stayed there. I've had lunch there. I've had cocktails there. And I did a spa day there, which was very luxurious.
Okay. So it is definitely 5-star. I finished work early on Friday, went and sat at the bar, ordered a champagne. The bartender proceeded to refill after every sip I took. So it felt real good real quick. And was just watching the people flow in, and it was Louis Vuitton luggage and impossibly white
Yeah.
designer sneakers.
It's not
and
a cheap hotel.
But yeah, I mean, I think it was like $1,000 a night, and just the guests. I mean, I couldn't believe, all these fancy people were in town, and every single person that took care of us, like, was just phenomenal. Like, they were working for their tips, just really kind of going over the top. And I feel like Charleston has kind of lacked that, like, real Ritz-Carlton quality service with the training and everything. And I feel like they've just done an excellent job. So I just had a fantastic experience and really felt totally like I was on vacation.
Most comfortable bed you've ever slept in?
I can't say that. I mean,
You didn't do a lot of sleeping, did you?
Well, I was so hammered by the time I hit the sack that I couldn't tell you very much. But the room, like, it was right on King Street, and there wasn't any noise or anything like that. Loved the rooftop bar. I mean, it was just, the whole experience was phenomenal. It was weird seeing Charleston on like a Saturday morning and afternoon with all the tourists. Like, I'm just not used to that.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like the way that felt. But,
Why?
well, it's just like
Changed.
a lot of people waiting in line for silly things. And I'm like, why would you go there? But whatever. They're not crowding the places I want to go.
Yeah.
And then I finally have been working out at Ethos. So one of our clients is a partner in Ethos Athletic Club, and we joined when they opened in November, but because of the holidays and because I like got my boobs done and everything, I wasn't able to do like any of the classes until fairly recently. So I took my first rush class. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Okay. I'm afraid of taking classes because I'm so competitive and injured and old. So I'm just going to keep like doing it to myself. And I had heard that they were like really hard. So I go in on a Saturday morning at 7:30. And everybody at this gym is sexy. So I call it the sexy gym. So I walk in, I see these 3 girls, and they all look like athletic models. Mm-hmm. And separately and at different periods of time throughout the class, each of them comes up to me and introduces themselves. They're like, "Hi, I'm Susanna. Is this your first class?" I was like, I've never fucking been to a party like this, ever.
Yeah.
Where everybody was like happy and kind and friendly and like, you're going to love it. The vibe was like totally genuine, like, you're one of us and whatever. Have fun. So now I'm completely and totally addicted and very sore.
Well, good. Spence likes Ethos too. I think he goes and works out for about 10 minutes and then spends about 90 minutes in the sauna and then goes and gets a coffee and an acai bowl out front. And that's his 3 hours at the gym.
I love it. Well, I mean, I think some of the sports teams work out there. I mean, there's a lot of nice things to look at.
Crawling with beautiful people, that is for sure.
But I took Alan, my bestie, there, and she works out at Planet Fitness, and she walked in and she was like, "This is not a gym," because there's like not that many machines. It's like you need to know what to do with a kettlebell and a free weight, and you need to know how to box or something. I don't know. You gotta, but
it is very much not Planet Fitness.
No. And also, don't you think we would have been at bars less if we had a gym like Ethos when we were young and single?
Nope. No, was not interested in working out.
Oh, well, anyway, that's where I tell all the girls to go. So what's up with you?
Working my ass off.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. So what happened with your, like, people that lost out on the $5 million house? Did you ever find them something?
I did. So they have been my mission for a while. I work equally hard for all my clients, but these folks are very sweet, catch more fly with honey than vinegar, that I remind you. And they make me want to work hard for them. And so honestly, I'm going to give away all my secrets here, but we lost out on it was a $5 million listing on Sullivan's Island. Somebody put down like $250,000 hard earnest money within 24 hours of ratification. Like, does not matter what happens, you get to keep $250,000 of our dollars. And, I don't know, it still hasn't closed yet, so I don't know what it sold for, but I think they paid about $500,000 over asking price. So,
which was about 10% over
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah.
Which is pretty, I mean, I don't want to say standard because nothing is really standard, but
Right.
that's kind of what I recommend to people.
but the agent also told all 4 offers that he got were all cash. Mm-hmm. Like, there's just a lot of cash in this market right now.
Yeah, and I mean, that's when like people keep talking about interest rates increasing. You can't say that interest rates are not going to affect the economy or they're not going to affect your clients. I mean, they're going to have some effect, but I'm with you. Like every single buyer that I've been working with is planning on paying cash.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, they were pretty devastated. The house was not totally perfect. There were, the bedrooms were small. That lacked storage. But nonetheless, they were still very upset that we didn't get the house. And so 2 separate days, one day I rode my bike to Sullivan's, the other day I drove my car, and I just rode around and I wrote down addresses for houses that looked like what they wanted. Then I went home. I either looked them up in the MLS or the tax records to say, yes, this checks the boxes for square footage, number of bedrooms, year built, does it have a pool? And if it did kind of meet all of those filters, then I reached out to the last agent that represented the buyer and just said, I know your people only bought this house 2 years ago, but do you think they're interested in selling? Like, I've got people ready to move to Sullivan's Island. They don't have to sell to buy. They can rent back to your people if they don't know where they're going to go. And if it wasn't in the MLS, and I just, I had to call the owner, which I hate doing. No one likes to be cold called. So if I didn't get them on the phone, then I just kind of sent them a nice little snail mail. Didn't hear back from any of those people, but one of the agents did reach out to me, let me know that there was a house, and we were able to get it. And this one is perfect.
oh,
It's got every single box checked. And so it's a reminder to buyers, including myself, because, I've lost out on 3 mountain houses now, that if
there will always be
there
another.
will always be another one, and
Yes.
that one was not your house.
Right.
So it's...
And that you're an unbelievable buyer's agent.
Thank you.
Call Erin Spencer today for buyer representation.
I will work hard for you.
Well, that's a very, very happy ending.
Yeah, and we're through inspections, and I mean, it's just a wonderful house, and they are just tickled.
And where are the sellers going to go? Because I'm sure you guys that was probably an issue.
It was a big thing. Yeah, actually, the signing of the contract got dragged out a week because...
which I'm sure was agonizing after everything you've been through.
It was emotional torture. I have not slept well in like 3 weeks until last night with the help of pharmaceuticals. So they didn't want to sign the contract because they didn't know where they were going to go. And the agent was like, Erin, I beat this horse with them for 3 weeks. So like, we're not doing this until y'all know where you're going to go. Like, you have to know where you're going to go. And they were like, yeah, we got it figured out. Well, they didn't have it figured out. So not only was I like working on all of my clients and everything, I now was working for the sellers to find them a place to go, like helping their agent, because that was the only way my buyers were going to get the house. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to find rentals. I was trying to find new construction lots, because they were open to everything, which was almost worse because we had so many options. But anyway, they ended up finding a rental on Sullivan's Island, so everyone's happy.
And they're just selling to cash out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they bought that lot for 1.2. I'm sure they spent $2 million building.
Yep.
So yeah, they're making a pretty penny on this.
And you should too. Call today. No, but that's really, really good. Any other interesting buyer seller stories you got going on?
I'm sure.
Yeah. There's a lot. And the craziest thing is I feel
on.
like every single buyer I'm getting, when they tell me their budget, I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be like, I used to like hang up the phone when somebody was telling me they were spending $3 or $4 or $5 million on something. And now I'm like, it's normal.
Yeah, well,
And am I going to find you anything?
I feel like $1 million gets you nothing anymore.
No, I feel like you have to spend more than 2.5 and maybe even more than 3 to get something like super sexy in town right now.
You know what? I do have another buyer under contract on another off-market property on Isle of Palms that was a vacation rental, and we were not allowed to see it until we wrote an offer. I mean, they did give us like a free look due diligence period, but because it's a vacation rental, it was like, only available on Saturdays from 10 to 3. So we got it under contract. My buyer flew in from Texas to see it during that window. We had it inspected, and it was not what we expected it to be. Like, this is a situation when the pictures make it look a whole lot nicer than it was. And we were pretty down about it. But it appraised for more than the contract price, which shocked all of us. But that just goes to speak on how much land is valued on Isle of Palms right now.
So you're saying you were stuck in the contract?
No, we weren't. We still had our due diligence period, but he was like, everything that's coming up on Isle of Palms that is in this price point is, if it comes on the market, you are competing against other buyers. Somebody's going to pay cash. He's not a cash buyer. Somebody is going to bid it up $100,000 over asking. And he didn't want to compete with that. He was like, I feel like I need to make this work because you found it off market. I'm not competing against other people. It already has a pool. It's like, and he's a contractor, so he can make updates to it. The problem is he needed cash to do it. So we were able to negotiate getting $90,000 cash out of the deal to him at closing so that he can put that money back into the house.
Good.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and if there's an investment property, it doesn't need to be perfect,
No, let me tell you, these people are getting over $980 a night in the summer for people to rent this house out. It's not beachfront. It does have a pool, but it's not a nice home. And it's just like, I don't know.
What's the purchase price on it?
1.5.
1.5 gets you not a nice home.
Nice pool. Not a nice backyard.
It's all about the outdoors.
And I don't know. I feel like, where are these people coming from to vacation on Isle of Palms to pay $1,000 a night for a not nice home?
A whole nother podcast topic, but everybody's got a lot of extra money right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, happy
spend
to hear
it buying a generator. All right. Well, I think that wraps up a little catch-up episode of Between Two Brokers. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Tell all your friends, share on social media, and we appreciate you listening. Tune in next time.